And so with that awareness in the belly and the breath, you can bring both hands on top of the belly. Just allow the shoulders to drop. You can begin to breathe into the hands. So as you breathe in, allow the hands to move, separate from one another. And as you breathe out, allow the hands to come a little closer inward together. Just with that focus on the breath in the belly. Allowing the body to expand and allowing the body to contract. You'll keep the hands on the belly and you'll continue to breathe into the hands. I'm going to invite you to roll the tongue for Sitali Pranayam. So we're rolling the tongue upward. So it will look like that. Yeah, if you can't roll the tongue, that's okay. Just stick the tongue out. Yeah. And we're going to start to breathe in and out of the mouth with that tongue rolled in Sitali Pranayam. So with the awareness on the breath coming in and the belly expanding, receiving that cool breath in through the mouth, releasing the breath out through the mouth with the lips, the tongue curled. So this pranayama is a really great practice to bring the heat down in the body. So at this time of the year, there's a lot of heat. You can also bring the energy down in the body. So if we've come in with a little stress or something on our mind or in our field of energy, with this breath, we can just create a clearing, cleansing. So just continuing to breathe. We'll breathe here together for 6 complete cycles of breath. At the bottom of that next exhalation, you can relax the hands, open the palms up towards the sky, resting the back of the hands on top of the thighs. So allow the body to relax, the lips, the tongue, the jaw to relax. You can start to welcome in intention for this practice. And so we come to the mat to hold space for ourselves. So if you would like to hold someone else in your practice today, bring them into the mind. And it may be the little version of you, the childlike version of you. It may be a family member that needs this light, this thought. And then you can bring the hands out to the sides, spread through the fingers, and then reach those arms up. Bring the palms to meet. You gaze up between the thumbs, allow the lower back to arc. And then as you interlace the hands and then draw them down, you allow the body to round. So drawing chin in towards the chest, sitting back onto the heels a little bit more. And inhale, we lift up, arcing through spine. Gaze up, open the throat. And then exhale, round. Press forward and then draw those sit bones back. A couple more like that. Inhale, really exaggerating the movement, allowing the shoulders to draw back. And then exhale, rounding. Take one more inhale. Release the hands, exhale down to the floor. And from here, you can start to draw the fingers back, or you can palm the mat, up to you. We'll start to lift those hips up towards the sky. You'll squeeze the glutes and draw those shoulders back. Maybe open the throat. 2 for 2. And 1, we'll drop the buttocks back towards the heels, tuck the chin in, and we'll move with the breath for 3, lifting hips, squeezing glutes, drawing shoulders back. Exhale, lowering hips towards the heels, tucking the chin. Inhale, lift, squeeze. And then exhale, come back to sit on the heels. You can walk the hands forward. You can use the blocks if you need to reach the earth. You take that right hand to the top of the knee, and then you'll just lift the knee. So this you will feel in the top of the foot. So it can feel really nice or a little bit icky. Yeah. Drop that right knee down, left knee comes up. And sit back a little and stretch the top of the foot. And then we'll come down onto the hands, onto the knees, just so we're in a tabletop. We'll move the hips a little side to side. And then you're going to drop the hips over to the right and let that left knee snuggle in. You'll lift the chest, draw shoulder back. And so drawing chest forward, shoulder back, and you should feel this really nice stretch from the glute up to the ribs. And then you'll come back through center, drop the hips over to the left, let that right knee snuggle in, lift the chest, right shoulder back. Good. Last breath. And then you can come back through center. You're on the knees, on the hands, and we're going to drop the chest towards the floor and the chin. So keep the elbows in, pressing up onto the hands, onto the knees, come back to table. And you're going to keep the hips lifted as we lower chin, chest to the floor. You can come to halfway if you can't make it all the way. Inhale, press up. Halfway or lower chest and chin to the floor. Inhale up. Last 2, exhale. Inhale, press up. And last exhale, lower down all the way to the floor. And tuck the toes. And you'll lift the hands up off the earth, draw the shoulders back and come up into a baby cobra pose. Inhaling. And then exhale. We'll take 2 more like that, floating the hands up off the floor. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, drop those hands, press into those knees, lift the hips, come back to tabletop. And we're going to tuck both feet under into plank pose, extend through the heels, engage the thighs, the glutes. As you press down through the hands, lift the heart up. So there's this slight protraction in the upper back, nice muscle, yeah. Squeeze pelvic floor, navel center in. And then the option is to drop your knees, come back to the position we were in, or lower to a halfway position. Press up, inhale. Exhale, halfway lower. So same as we did on the knees, drop the knees if you need. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, press up. And then lower all the way to the floor. Keep elbows in. Untuck the toes. Inhale, press through the hands, cobra pose. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, draw shoulders back. And then exhale down. Last one, inhale, press up. Lower on your exhale, you'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, engage the thighs. Inhale, press up. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can start to press out through the soles of the feet, bending one knee, extending the opposite leg. Maybe moving the hips a little side to side, gazing underneath the arm. Yeah. Maybe you shorten the stance a little and then bend the knees, hips up a little higher. Yeah. If you're downward facing dog, I want your feet a little bit closer here. There we go. And you can bend these knees a little. There we go. Hips up higher. Yes. Good. Still in for a couple breaths. Take it in through the nose, back out through the nose. And then you'll start to take those feet out to the width of the mat, the back of the mat. You can take the feet to the line of the mat or just off to the side, and you can start to walk the feet, the hands back towards the feet, back of the mat. You can allow the hands to hang on the earth. You can move the hips a little side to side. Of course, if you need the blocks here, place the blocks underneath the hands. And then you're going to take that left hand, reach it out in front, and that right hand to the right ankle. You can draw the chest close to the thigh if you need to take that hand to the thigh instead of the ankle. So we're taking it underneath Dougie to left calf muscle or ankle. Keep pressing the hips back. 2. So Marissa, opposite hand to ankle. And 1. You release that hand, you bring it out in front. Left hand comes underneath the ankle or calf muscle. Or if you did it the other side before, just change sides. Drawing hips back, gazing underneath that arm, and then dropping the shoulder just a little. Take a deep breath in. Complete breath out. You can release that left hand to the floor. You can take the heels in onto the mat. So keep the toes out wide, coming into Malasana squat. We can start to move a little side to side here. Maybe sit a little bit lower. If this is really comfortable for you, as you press through the hands, lift up a little, active legs. Good. And then from here, we're going to start to walk to the top of the mat. So you can use the hands to the floor if you need, or just start to walk one foot after another. You need to come into a different variation of this. We meet at the top. There. From the top of the mat, we'll bring the hands down to the floor, heel toe the feet into hip width apart. You can take ragdoll, hands to elbows. You can sway a little side to side. Again, bending the knees, moving the hips. And then you can still for a couple of breaths, drawing the crown of the head a little closer to the earth, hips up a little higher. Think about spreading the glutes wide, active thighs. And then we're going to bend the knees, reach those hands out in front. Keep the heels down if you can. Good. There's the ankle mobility right there. Good. On an inhale, we'll stand tall, pressing through the soles of the feet. Bring the palms to meet. On an exhale, bring the palms of the hands to heart space. We'll move through 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, bringing some heat into the body. So take an inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, fold forward over top of the legs. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine, shoulders back. Exhale, plank pose. Step or lightly hop. Drop the knees if you need as you lower through to the floor. Inhale, cobra or Urdhva Mukha, lifting the hips. Exhale, Ardha Mukha, downward facing. Bringing that breath in through the nose, back out through the nose. Hips up a little higher as you press back, active thighs. And then your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward between the hands. Exhale, step or float top of the mat. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Stand tall, inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, palms of the hands, heart space. For 3, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Plant the hands, exhale, step or float lower through your vinyasa to cobra or Urdhva Mukha. To Urdhva Mukha, for 2 deep breaths in and out. Look forward, bend those knees, take an inhale. Exhale, step or lightly hop top of the mat. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Stand tall, inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms of the hands, heart space. Inhale, moving with your breath. Exhale. Rise with intention, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose, lower, slow, elbows stay in. Lift the chest, heart open. Exhale, downward facing. In out. Look forward, inhale, bend the knees, hips up high. Exhale, step, float or fly. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stand tall, inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms meet at heart space. Last round, inhale. You want to move a little quicker, a little slower, up to you. Move in, lengthen, out, step or float. Nice stone. 2 breaths in downward facing dog. Look forward, bend to the knees, inhale. Exhale, step or float, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway, and fold. Stand tall, inhale. Exhale, palms of the hands, heart space. Reach those arms up, inhale. Bring the hands down behind the back, interlace the fingers, left thumb on top of right. Squeeze the palms, lift the chest, draw those shoulders back, open the throat. Take another inhale here, maybe a back bend. And then exhale, bending the knees, draw the chest towards the thighs. You fold over the legs, arms up high. You can start to straighten the legs a little if you can keep those hips lifted and the chest close. And then next inhale, we're going to bend that left knee and then look over to that right side, keeping the bind of the arms. Just maybe straightening that right leg, maybe bending a little bit deeper into the left. And then next inhale, lift up the chest halfway, bend that right knee, look over to the left. Maybe straightening that left leg, bending a little deeper into that right knee. Next, inhale, come back through center, lift halfway, and then release those hands to the earth. Step or lightly hop back, plank pose, and vinyasa. Cobra pose or Urdhva Mukha. Urdhva Mukha, downward facing. Deep breath in through the nose. You can open the mouth and release it out. Right leg goes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, step it forward, warrior one. Press through the blade of that left foot, reach those arms up, palms to meet. Good. From here, you can interlace the fingers, Kali Mudra. If you'd like, release the index, the thumb, draw those shoulders back and then down. Draw that left hip forward a little bit more, right knee to stack over the ankle. Sit down a little bit deeper. Then draw rib cage down, navel center in. A squeeze of pelvic floor. Take one more inhale. Maybe you gaze up and open. And then exhale, bring those hands to the floor. Right foot steps back. You can lower from here or drop that right foot. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Urdhva Mukha, exhale. Left leg goes high. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, draw knee in, round. Step it forward, top of the mat. Press through the blade of that right foot. Reach up, palms to meet, and then take opposite, lace the fingers. Reach to the index, the thumb, draw shoulders back. Down, draw navel center in, right hip forward. Sit a little bit deeper into that front knee. Good, lock it in. And then maybe take that gaze up and open into a back bend as you inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands to the floor, left foot steps back. You can lower that foot or flow. Cobra, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Urdhva Mukha, downward facing. Good morning, Emily. Bend the knees, look forward between the thumbs. Stay here for a moment. So look towards me. Hips up a little higher. Good. And then for 3, you can step, float, or a couple hops forward, maybe stacking the heels over the hips. You've got it marked. 2 and 1, top of the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen spine, and then exhale, fold. Again, we'll bend the knees deep so the hips align with the knees, and we'll reach those arms forward. So a variation of Utkatasana. Sitting as low as you can without lifting the heels. Navel in. Good. You can tuck the chin in a little to help you. You can sit down a little bit deeper, maybe hips to those heels. Come on, Corinne, you've got it. And then on an inhale, we'll stand tall, reach up. Exhale, palms of the hands, heart space. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hands behind the back, right thumb on top of left, interlace, squeeze palms, lift chest or shoulders back. Inhaling, hips forward. Exhale, take one more in. And then exhale, folding in over the legs. The feet stay hip width apart. On an inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, keep the clasp of the hands. And then exhale, we'll bend that left knee. Right leg starts to straighten. We look over that right side. Next, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Bend right knee, look over to the left. And inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Release the hands to the floor, step or float back, plank pose. Lower through your vinyasa. Lift the chest, inhale. And then press back, downward facing dog. You take a right leg high, sweep it up. You're going to hold it here for a moment. Press the chest back a little closer to the thighs. Press through the index finger, the thumb, spread those fingers wide. Align that right hip next to the left. So we're not opening it, but extending it straight back. Amber, drop it a little. And then reach up a little higher, keeping that alignment of the hips as you inhale. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round. And then step that foot forward, top of the mat. Left foot down, blade of the foot down, reach those arms up. Good. On an exhale, we'll bring the palms of the hands, heart space. So the challenge here is to keep the blade of this left foot down. We'll start to twist to that right side. If you're new in the practice, lift that back heel. If you would like a little bit more here, maybe open up the palms of the hands. Lift the belly up off the thigh. And then look back just a little bit further, inhaling. As you exhale, bring those hands down and sweep them up. Inhale, warrior one. Good. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Right foot steps back to three-legged dog. Inhale. Move through vinyasa, exhale. So if you'd like to just come forward to holding plank, you can, or lower. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg goes high, sweep it up. Stay here as you draw that chest a little closer to the thigh, maybe shorten the stance. Really good. You can point through the toe or active foot, flex, floint. Drop the outer edge of that left hip, Amber. Good. Press firmly through those hands. Lift it up a little higher, inhale. And then exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, hold for a moment, and then step it forward. Press through the blade of that right foot, reach those arms up, warrior one. Palms to meet, and then palms down to center. So again, press through the blade of the foot, bend that left knee, twist to the right, left, hook that right elbow. Option to lift that back heel if this is a lot. Twisting open, maybe opening the palms of the hands, lifting the belly up off the thigh, looking back. 2. If you've got the palms open, the exhale, we bring the hands down. The inhale, warrior one, press through the blade of the foot, arms up. Exhale, hands down, left foot high, three-legged dog. Option to move through vinyasa from here, so it may look like that. Good, and inhale, lift the chest, hips back, exhale. You drop down onto the elbows, dolphin pose. Hips up high. Yeah. Walk the feet in a little closer to the elbows, and the chest presses back a little closer to the thighs. Yes. Relax the head a little, but not to the floor. Keep it lifting off the earth. Walk the feet in a little bit closer. Maybe work on dropping the heels a little, maybe lifting the toes, or you can lift onto the balls of the feet and then work on dropping the heels. Last 3 here. 2. And 1, pressing back up onto the hands, maybe both at once into downward facing dog. And We bend the knees, take the gaze forward between the thumbs, keep the buttocks lifted up high, the spine long. And again, we'll take those 3 hops, maybe kick the heels to the buttocks, or maybe stack the heels over the hips. 2, and then 1, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Koundinyasana variation. Let's drop those heels, hips, sit down low. And you can bring the hands to the elbows here. Sit down a little bit deeper. There we go. And a little bit deeper. And a little bit deeper. And then we'll reach those arms forward and we'll stand tall. Inhale, open the chest, the heart. Exhale, palms of the hands, heart space. Inhale, Koundinyasana. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, lengthen through spine, inhale. Plant the hands to the earth, exhale. So if you would like, you can come into a toe stand, working with mobility of the ankles, or you can come into Bakasana, crow pose. Again, the gaze is between the thumbs. So there's these 3 points. These 3 points, drishti, breath. If the knees are coming up, they're to the outsides of the triceps. And if the toes are lifting, bring them together, or the heels to the buttocks. Nice. Outside. 2, and then step or float back through your vinyasa. Maybe just press up from plank to downward facing dog. So from downward facing dog, we'll take a couple more breaths so everyone meets us here. And then we'll take that right leg high, sweep it up to the sky. Hips squared. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, hold for 3. Press through those hands, lift the heart, 2. 1, step that foot forward, top of the mat, warrior 1. Bring those palms up to meet. And then the hands down to interlace, left thumb on top of right. Squeeze the palms together if you can. Lift the chest, draw shoulders back, open the throat. As we exhale, we can begin to fold into the inside of that right leg. Chin towards the shin, crown of the head towards the floor. And then as you gaze back to that left heel, draw that right hip back. Yes, sit down a little bit deeper. Nice, Lisa. Good, Trace, Emily. Last breath, lift hands up a little higher. And then our next inhale will bring you back up. Bring palms to meet. From here, turn onto that heel of the left foot, right hand comes back, twist back. So adding in a little from Monday's class, opening that shoulder. Lift that back heel is up. There we go, sit a little bit deeper. And then that right hand to the back of that left thigh or sacrum, left hand reaches up, inhale. And then exhale, cartwheel those hands down to the floor. Right foot steps back, 3-legged dog, move through vinyasa or just meet us in downward dog. You can keep that leg lifted, you can drop chest, chin. Okay, you can release that exhale out through the mouth. Left leg goes high, sweep it up. Keep hips squared, leg active. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, hold. Bring it a little further forward, Marcia, a little further forward. And then step it forward, top of the mat, warrior 1, rise up. Palms to meet. And then exhale, hands down, right thumb on top of left this time. Squeeze palms, lift chest, shoulders back. And then exhale, folding into the inside. Crown towards the earth, left hip back towards that heel, nice, Corinne. I love seeing those adjustments. Drop the head, Eduardo, head towards the earth, arms up a little higher. 2. Sit down a little bit deeper. Next, inhale will draw you up, bring the palms to meet. And then we'll open those palms up and we'll turn to the back. Lift that right heel. Bend the left knee and then reach that left shoulder back. Sit a little bit deeper, Moan. Yes. 2. 1. Left hand to the back of that right thigh or sacrum, right arm reaches up, open the throat, look up. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down to the floor, left leg goes high, 3-legged dog, inhale. Downward facing dog or move through your vinyasa to plank, to chaturanga, to urdhva mukha and adho mukha. Drop down onto the elbows. If you need to drop the knees as well, you can. You can walk the feet in a little closer to the elbows, dolphin pose. And then work on dropping the heels and maybe just lifting the toes. The heels may never touch the floor, that's okay. Lift the toes. Chest back a little closer, keep the head up off the floor. Hips higher, Marissa, a little. Yeah. And then from here, you can come down to child's pose, dropping the knees, sweeping maybe the hands back towards the heels and rest the cheek. If that feels right, if you feel the hips are lifted a little too high up off the heels, maybe you feel a little more supported by having the hands forward, elbows down. You can wiggle a little side to side. And then you'll make it back up to downward facing dog, reaching those hands forward. Tucking the toes, pressing back. We are going to add on to that little flow. We'll take the right leg high, sweep it up, moving with the breath. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, step it forward, top of the mat, warrior 1. Rise up, we know this. And then bring those hands down to interlace, left thumb on top of right. Inhale, lift the chest open. Exhale, fold in. The next inhale will rise up, reach those palms to meet. And then open up, twist, right hand back, left hand forward. Left hand behind that thigh. Left hand reaches up, inhale. And cartwheel those hands open, warrior 2, exhale. Good. We're here for 5. Soften into that right knee. Press through the blade of that left foot. Press those toes down, back foot. There we go. Knee stacks on the ankle. Relax the shoulders. Look forward towards the front of the room. Good. Sit a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, flip that right palm up to the sky, open. And then come back to warrior 2. You'll straighten that front leg. You'll heel toe that back foot in. Reach that right hand forward. Maybe you take the block here to sit to the inside of that right leg. It's really important to protect the knee by pressing through the ball of that right foot. And then lifting through that right side body, lifting through the left. If you would like a little bit more, maybe the left hand reaches towards the front of the room. Or maybe you also float that right hand up and reach it forward as well. 3, 2, 1. Reverse Trikonasana, rise up, press through that straight front leg, inhale. And then exhale, we cartwheel those hands down. We take left hand to the block, left foot steps in, 3 to 4 foot. So this left heel has to touch the floor. Yeah. We bring that block, either we keep it to the inside or we take it to the outside. And then that right arm reaches up. So the idea is to have the hips in line with the crown of the head. So if you want to drop the block, you can. If you need to lift it up a little higher, you can. Draw that shoulder back just a little bit more. 2. And then 1. Right hand sweeps forward to the top of the mat. Take that block out to the corner underneath the shoulder. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Flex this left foot. So there's this internal rotation of the thigh, but this openness of the hip. Spread the fingers. Press firmly through that right foot. Maybe take the gaze up. Maybe take a bend in that left knee. Maybe take the hand to the foot. 2, Nice, Erin. And then one, left hand reaches around, left leg extends, and come into a standing split. Both hands down to the floor. Bend this right knee as much as you need. Yeah, then take that left leg up high. You can walk the hands a little closer to the right leg. Maybe loop that hand to the back of the calf muscle. And then see where you can drop that left hip a little. Yeah. 2. And then 1. Bring those hands down to the earth. You'll make your way back into a vinyasa. So if you'd like to take a little hop here, maybe come back to downward dog or flow. Good. Left leg goes high, sweep it up, inhale. Draw knee in towards the nose, round, exhale, step it forward. Warrior 1, rise up, palms to meet. And then hands down to interlace right thumb on top of left. Squeeze palms, inhale, lift chest, shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward. Let the inhale draw you up, reach the hands up. And then open them, exhale, twisting to the left hand back, left shoulder back. Good. Then bring that left hand to the back of the thigh, right arm reaches up, open. And then cartwheel those hands, open, warrior 2. Press into that left foot, left knee in line with the ankle, and then sit down a little bit deeper. Draw the ribs in a little, yes, and then sit down a little bit deeper. Look to the front of the room. Smile. 2, soften the shoulders a little. 1. We flip that left palm up to the sky, inhale, reverse. Come back to warrior 2, exhale. Start to straighten that front leg, heel toe that back foot in, adjust, find the block if you need. We reach that left hand forward, left hand to hover above the shin or just to sit upon the block, right arm reaches up. So not collapsing through left side, but lifting left and right. Tuck the hips under a little, press through the ball of that left foot. Just watch that knee, Eduardo. Perfect. Just a soft bend here because you have this hyperextension. You can reach that right arm towards the front of the room, maybe the left, or do as you did before. Last 2. And 1, reverse Trikonasana, inhale, reach it up. Good. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down, right hand on top of the block, step that right foot forward, 3 to 4 foot. Okay, you can use that hand to the inside on the block or to the outside of the foot. Revolved Trikonasana. Left hand comes up, left shoulder peels back. Draw that left hip back, Corinne. Yes, or shorten your stance a little. And then from here, you can bring that left hand down onto the block, out to the corner of the mat, underneath the shoulder, right leg lifts. Ardha Chandrasana, press through the toes, through all corners of that left foot, root down. So we have this internal rotation of the thigh, so turn the foot to flex, and then open the hip up. Nice, Abby. You can align that spine again, so maybe you rise up onto the fingertips, maybe you bend that back knee, maybe take hand to foot. 2, and then 1. Release the foot if you have it, bring that arm down, both hands down. Keep that right leg lifted, standing split. Drop the outer edge of that right hip a little. And maybe walk that left hand behind the calf muscle or to frame the foot. 2, and 1. You can reach those hands out in front. You can take a little hop back to downward facing dog or move through vinyasa. Maybe just play around with that kick to the buttocks. Yeah. So we're going to add on a little to that flow. We will make our way to the top of the mat eventually, don't worry. Take that right leg high, inhale, move with the breath. Exhale, draw knee in, round, step it forward, top of the mat, warrior one, rise up. And then exhale, we'll just bring those hands down. We'll turn onto that back heel and bring that chest forward. So you can tuck the chin, maybe roll onto the top of that left foot. Again, stretching the metatarsals. Again. Keep that chest belly lifted. Reach through those fingers. An option here to come into warrior three, or maybe even step that left foot a little further forward. Maybe reach those arms forward. Again, left hip in line with the right. Use the blocks if you need. Point or flex, tuck the chin a little, look down. 2. 1, we'll stand tall, left knee into the chest, hands to heart space. We'll take that left ankle on top of the right. And we can sit the buttocks down low. Keep the spine long. Maybe if it's available, you can bring the elbows to the knee, to the arc of the foot, and allow yourself to fold in a little bit. Keep navel center up. Perfect. If you'd like a little bit more, maybe you bring the hands to the floor. Option to fold over a straight front leg or bend that knee. And then maybe you come up into a lift. So if you are taking that option, left foot to the outside of the tricep, left knee to the armpit or tricep, and then we can lift that back foot maybe. Maybe you extend it and then come back. Good. So we'll all bring the hands to the heart. We'll keep that buttocks low. And then option to come down onto the floor, use the hands down onto the blocks if you need. So we're going to keep that weight into the ball of the foot. Okay, here's the ankle mobility once again. Good. So from here, pick that drishti out in front, that point that's not moving. Maybe you reach one hand up to the heart. Yeah. Actively press through the ball of the foot, maybe hover the heel above the buttocks, and then the other hand. Good, we're about to come out. Bring those hands down behind you. Ooh, maybe point or flex that right foot, and then bring it back down. We can walk those hands in a little closer. So lift the chest, draw those shoulders back. Close down the eyes, and it may feel okay to just rock the hips a little side to side. Create a little more space with your awareness. Last couple of breaths. Maybe come a little bit closer. See if you can find a little length in the spine here. Drop that hip. Yeah. And then we are going to take that right heel down. If this is too much for you, you can always extend it out. We're just going to come into a twist. So left foot down on the mat. Yeah. Left hand back behind you, right arm up. We can hook that right elbow, look over that left shoulder. If it's something that you're working on, if you have a towel or strap, maybe you want to try thread that right arm through the leg, the whole of the leg, and then that left hand back to take the bind. Nice, Storm. So look over that left shoulder and then thread it through. You've got it. Drop that left hip a little wherever you are, and then gaze back a little bit further. And then a very gentle release. And back through center, we'll counter to the other side. So hands come to the right, press through the fingers, drop the chest and the chin towards the floor. Let the elbows sway out wide. And then you can come through center. We're going to make our way through vinyasa. So a couple options. You may want to step into the foot. You may want to hook this elbow, half crow. Maybe you're in my inversions class and that's something you picked up. Or if you want to come to full crow, maybe you want to take it from here and then lower. Anything and everything is welcome. Maybe you just step back to downward dog. Nice, Mark. Muy bien, Lorena. Okay, from downward facing dog, take that left leg high, sweep it up. Exhale, draw knee in towards nose, round, step it forward, top of the mat. Rise up, bring those palms to meet. And then we'll bring those hands down and turn onto the top of that right foot. So you can keep those hands swept back. You can move forward onto the ball of the foot, touching the metatarsals. Keep the chest lifted, the spine long. An option from here to come into warrior three. Maybe reach those arms forward. Just drop that right hip, keep that right leg active, pointing or flexing. 2. And then 1, we'll start to come up. We can bring the hands to the heart, right ankle on top of that left thigh. And then you can start to sit low. Keep the spine long at first. And then maybe you can set the elbows to the knee, the arc of the foot. Good. Important to keep that drishti focus in the breath. If you'd like to come a little bit deeper, maybe the hands come to the floor. You can even fold over this straight leg as an option. Or if you bend that knee, you can take the top of that right foot, maybe to the tricep, right knee to the armpit, and then shift that weight forward. Last 3, 2, 1. We'll all come back to have the hands at the heart space. We'll sit down a little bit deeper. Use the hands if you need to come to the floor. Stay up on the ball of the foot. Use the blocks if you need. Good. And then as you press through the ball of the foot, so the heel comes up off the buttocks, bring one hand in. Very, very normal to be very shaky here. Left hand maybe comes in, breathe. 2, and then 1. Bring both hands back, come back to sit. Okay. Extend that left leg for a moment, flex and point, and then bring that foot back to the earth. You can start to move in a little closer, draw chest forward, shoulders back. Turn your fingers in, maybe. No, yeah, perfect. You could rock a little side to side. Keep the hip down. Or on the back, you can do this on the back as well. Good. And then closing the eyes, receiving the last few breaths. 2. Inhaling. Exhale. Take that right foot out to the outside of the left. You can draw this left heel in, or if you need, you can also extend this bottom leg. Yeah. You take that right hand back behind you, reach that left hand up, and then hook that left elbow, maybe the palm, and then goes over that right shoulder. Lift through the chest as you lengthen the spine. Take a bind. If you took the bind before, thread that arm through. Maybe reach for the fingers. And then drop that right hip a little, hip down. Gaze back a little bit further. 1 more breath. As you release the breath, come back to center. Tent onto the fingers, out to the left side. And then just bow in, chin, chest towards the earth. And then come back through center. You can bring those hands forward. You can make your way into downward facing dog. If you want to take a vinyasa or a arm balance, maybe take 1. Maybe it's a little hop. Really, really nice. From downward facing dog, taking your time to make it there, drop the elbows down, dolphin pose. Again, walking the feet in towards the elbows, keeping the chest back towards the thighs, keeping the head lifted up off the earth. Okay. From here, we're going to lift that right leg up to the sky. Keep the hip squared so you can extend through the heel or point the toe. And then rise up onto the toes of the left foot, keeping chest pressing back. And then we'll drop that right foot to the earth and we'll switch sides, left leg up. Option to take child's pose if you need. Maybe rise up onto the ball of that right foot. And then drop that left foot back down. Walk the feet in a little bit closer. Pressing hips up a little higher, last two. And one, we can drop those knees down to the floor. Option to come into child's pose here. If you would like to come up into a headstand, you can. You can bring the hands to the elbows. I can help you, Erin, if you want. And then you can interlace the hands. Crown of the head to the floor. We lift those hips, walk the feet in. You can stay here. Press through the elbows, or maybe you can take one foot up and the next. If you know you need the wall, maybe move across to the wall. And if you're in child's pose, just enjoy allowing the breath to come down. Yes, exactly. And then ribs up. Yes, squeeze. You're not going to fall back. Keep pressing. There we go. There we go. You got it. Well done. That's really nice. Last 3-4 breaths to play. That was so good. Nice, Abby. And then you can start to come back up to downward facing dog. We'll take that right leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, draw that knee in towards that right elbow. Allow the knee to splay, draw the chest forward a little. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, hold. Three-legged dog, inhale. Right knee to right elbow, exhale, hold here. Option, drop this left knee. Option, bend that right elbow. If you want a little bit more, lift that left knee, extend that right leg. 3, 2, 1. Step that right foot forward, top of the mat, lizard lunge. Well done. You can move a little side to side. You can drop that back knee. And then maybe you come down onto the elbows. And see, if you are on the elbows, keep the weight even. If you're on the hands, also the same. Weight even in the hands, in the elbows. Dougie, if you'd like, you can drop this left knee. And then from here, you're either staying on the elbows as you reach that right arm up to take hold of that left foot. You can always come up onto the hand first, and then maybe drop down onto the elbow second. Look over that shoulder. Draw that hip a little bit closer. One more breath here. And then a release. Right hand comes back. We come up onto the hands. We'll heel toe that right foot in. And then we're going to shift those hips back. So if you've got the block, take the block with you. You can sit that right hip on the block. If this is too much for the knee or the ankle, you can always come up into this position. Yeah. If you're okay on the block, we're going to fold over that right leg, but just making sure we're not on that left heel, yeah, left ankle. So folding over, maybe reach for the foot, the calf muscle, or the blades of the feet. Find a little length in the spine as you inhale, drawing chin a little further forward. Good, Abby. If you want to come into a split position, you can as well. No, no, thank you either. Great one, Abby. Last couple of breaths. And you can start to rise. I'm going to move forward and we'll draw that heel over to the left, right knee in, extend that left leg back into pigeon pose. So if you know that hip drops off to the side, you can place a block underneath the hip. Lift the chest as you inhale. Draw shoulders back. And then exhale, folding in. Rest the elbows on the earth, the third eye or the cheek. If you want a little bit more, maybe you sweep the hands back towards the heel and drop the shoulders. Be here for 5. Take it in through the nose. And back out through the nose. For 4. For 3. Two. And 1. You can slowly start to come up. Walking those hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck that left foot under. You can come back to a 3-legged dog. You can shake that leg out, maybe bend the knee, maybe transition into a wild thing just as an option. Or maybe you sweep the knee around in circles. You choose. Breathe for 3. Good. Lift the hips, chest. 2. Nice, Eduardo. 1. We'll come back to downward facing dog. And take that left leg high. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow across the side body. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, left elbow hold. First option, drop that right knee. Easy. Second option, bend that left elbow. Third, lift that knee, maybe extend that left leg, maybe fly. 2. 1, left foot to the outside of the left hand, lizard lunge. Move a little side to side. Displaying the knee, opening the up of the foot. So hands to the inside. Yeah. You can drop down onto the elbows. Center that weight evenly between the hands, the elbows. And breathe. And then from here, as you press through that right hand or elbow, left arm reaches up. Draw that heel in towards the buttocks, take that hand towards the foot. Even if you jump up onto the hand first, and then maybe lower down onto the elbow. Look back over that shoulder. There you go. Just gentle, gentle. And then you can release that foot. You can bring that hand back to the inside and start to move the hips back. You can take the block with you. You can place it underneath that left hip, sit bone. Or if you need, there's too much pressure in the knee, ankle, you can stay here. Yeah. Can start to fold over that left leg. So finding a little length in the spine. And then bowing in. Taking the hands underneath the calf muscle or to the foot. And if you took splits before or another variation, just make sure you're doing the same on each side. Find a little more length in the spine, shoulders back, and a little deeper. Last couple of breaths. And you can start to press up into the hands, bend into that left knee, heel toe across the mat. Extend that right leg back. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, lift the chest. Take an inhale, open the throat. And then exhale, folding in. Rest the head. Relax into the breath for 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. You can slowly begin to come up. Walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck that right foot under, 3-legged dog. You can bend that knee, you can lengthen the leg, you can take circles with the knee, or you can move into wild thing if you did it before. Lifting hips, chest. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back to a downward facing dog. And bend the knees, press those hips back, look forward. We'll take a little hop to a seat, top of the mat. So maybe taking the legs through or crossing the legs. Yeah. Scooting the buttocks forward. Coming into Navasana, lifting those knees up. And extending through the feet, extending through the spine to a half boat. Keep the chin tucked in. Reach those fingers to the toes. 3, 2, 1. If you'd like, you can come into Halasana, so hands to floor, knees to chest. If you need, you can just extend those legs or take them over behind you. So releasing the shoulders, the thoracic spine, keeping the feet towards the earth. So if you can, draw the chest a little closer into the chin. Use the hands if you need for support. And then you can take the hands to the lower back, elbows in. You can start to extend the legs up into shoulder stand. Or if you'd like to stay in Halasana, you can also stay in Halasana. And if you have the legs up, squeeze the legs together, inner thighs together. Engage Mula Bandha, pelvic floor. And then you can start to make movement with the feet, with the legs. Maybe taking a little twist or drawing one leg forward, one leg back. Nice, Lisa and Tracy. If you want to use the block at any point underneath the hips, you can, Trace. Good. And then you can bring the legs back together. And you draw the knees down towards the ears. Allow the knees to splay apart so they can sit in beside the ears. And if you feel okay here on the shoulders, maybe take the hands behind the knees. Draw the knees in a little bit closer. And then you'll bring the hands to the floor. It's really nice, Dougie. And then with engaged core, we'll lower slowly to the earth, vertebrae by vertebrae. When you bring the spine down, you can bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Or take the hands, the palms of the hands on the mat underneath the buttocks. So the arms are long, the elbows are tucked in beside the body. It's really important to move into this counter pose. So we can extend the legs, long Eduardo. Extend the legs, press through the elbows, lift the chest, look to those toes. And then let the ribs splay as you inhale. Drop the crown of the head to the floor, shift back a little. You can release a couple exhalations out through the mouth. And then you can press through the elbows, untuck the head, unravel, and draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze, a little rock side to side. And if there's anything else that you would like to move through in your practice today, We have 5 minutes till the end of practice, either to enjoy Shavasana or to honor the body, to take a twist or anything extra that you feel. If you have the two blocks, you can place those blocks underneath the knees and just allow the legs to rest on top with the knees slightly splayed open. Bring that left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly. You can take a long, deep breath in through the nose, deepest breath yet. Hold the breath at the top. And then open the mouth, release the breath out. Allow the body to drop in. Allow the tension to dissolve, to drop away. If you set an intention for your practice for a moment, you can return to that. If you have opened or held space for someone in your practice, you can also return to having them in your mind's eye. And bring yourself back into this room, into this moment, into the body. You can scan through the body, just check in with how you feel physically, energetically. Notice where there's space. Notice the activity in the mind. Maybe there's a little more calm, more space between thoughts. You can start to move the body, awaken the body into this new day, this new opportunity. You reach those arms up overhead, point through the toes. Allow the ribs to expand as you inhale, the chest to lift. And then exhale, you can draw those knees into the chest. Allow the back body to round as you squeeze them in. Rocking a little side to side. And then rolling over to the right side of your mat. In your own time, rolling up to find comfort in a seat. And you can bring those arms out in line with the shoulders to a T. You can just wrap one arm over the other and give yourself a big squeeze. And take hold of the shoulder blades if that's available. Draw the elbows in towards the chest and then just rock a little side to side. And then you can release those arms back out to a T. And then take the opposite arm on top. And then again, another big squeeze, one of love, forgiveness. And then open those arms out wide. And bring the palms up to meet, gaze up. And then the palms down through the center to the heart. Thanking each and every one of you for your practice today, your patience, your breath, your presence. Namaste. Thank you, each and every one of you.